Today is Rosh Hashanah, and as we say after shofar blowing in Musaf, Hayom Harat Olam. This is the day in which the world was created, Hayom Harat Olam. And I want to share with you a midrash, a rabbinical story from rabbinic imagination that I really love, that deals with Adam's emotions and experience as his first day in the world. The sixth day of creation comes to an end, and darkness, nighttime, sets in. The sages taught on the day that Adam, the first man, was created, when the sun set upon him, he said, "Woe is me, as because I sinned, the world is becoming dark around me, and the world will return to the primordial state of chaos and disorder, tohu vavohu." He spent all night fasting and crying. I want you to imagine that for a moment. Darkness comes, and Adam spends all night weeping. And this midrash says, and Eve was crying opposite him. Once dawn broke and the sun rose, he said, "This is the order of the world. This is the order of the world." The crying, just like we're hearing now. It's okay. Tears are good. I find this so moving and so human. Adam is terrified as darkness comes. This is brand new for him. He has never seen this kind of darkness. His life was charmed, beautiful fruit trees, sunlight, a direct line to God. There were super cool and interesting animals and insects frolicking all around him. And he may have believed that all of this was for his enjoyment. After all, God blessed him. And then night comes, and he is stunned and terrified and full of shame. He believes that this darkness means that the world is going to be destroyed, returning to tohu vavohu. And it is all his fault. I want to share 4 teachings that I take from this beautiful midrash. Number 1, as human beings, we are meant to feel deeply. We should not hide from our emotions. The rabbis imagined Adam crying throughout the whole night. That doesn't mean that we should be paralyzed by them, but we cannot bury our emotions either. Number 2, we need to take responsibility for our errors. Today's Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, the 10 days of repentance. And busha, shame, can be a powerful emotion, and we should not ignore it. We don't know what Adam thought he did wrong at this point, but he doesn't deny it. Lessons 3 and 4 are both predicated on the final line of the midrash and how we understand it. Adam says, "This is the order of the world." One way of interpreting this line is that he gains new knowledge, and he now understands something else about the human condition. There will be darkness and there will be suffering. There will be personal moments of deep struggle and pain. Minhag olam hu. This is the way of our world. There will also be moments of communal, national, or even worldwide suffering, as in Noah's flood. And as we know all too well, being Jewish has meant that we endured anti-Semitism and persecution and pain the results from this hatred of Jews. Minhago shel olam hu. This too is a part of the way that our world works. And the question becomes, how does one cope with it? So lesson number 4. We have what it takes to make it through the greatest of suffering, the darkest of moments of our lives. This isn't some Pollyannish optimism. We have the ability to survive despite our suffering until the sun comes out again, if we have someone to comfort us, someone to cling to. We don't know exactly what Eve was doing. Was she terrified too, focused on her own sadness? And maybe the two of them sat side by side like two toddlers in parallel play, each only focusing on their own sadness. I want to read this, though, a little differently. Eve walks into the room, sees Adam weeping his eyes out, fasting, unable to cope. And maybe she too was terrified and unsure about the future. But what does she do? She walks over to him and hugs him and cries with him and tells him, "I love you and I will not leave you alone." She spends the night sharing his tears and comforting him until the morning comes. And when the sun rose, Adam said, "This is the way of the world. We human beings cling to one another. This is our way in this world of ours." Omer Shemtov was abducted from the Nova Music Festival on October 7th, 2023. 505 days later, this past February, he was freed and returned to Israel, emaciated and fearful. When he was finally in Israeli-controlled territory, he was told that he was free and he would be reunited with his family. He turned to the female Israeli liaison officer and asked her, "Can I please give you a hug?" They embraced. He later described that this was the first moment that he felt loved and safe in 505 days. And this hug, this moment of connection, was the first step in his healing. Adam learned that just as the sun will always rise, so too the sun will set. I believe that many of us have been experiencing the 717 days since October 7th as some weird twilight or maybe a hazy dawn, while we are unsure if it is day or night. We are unsure if we have what to fear and exactly who or what to be afraid of. And so for many of us, we've just been afraid of everything. Many of us have remained in a state of communal PTSD, often presenting as being in a state of hypervigilance. Aviva and I studied recently with Harvard professor Miri Bar-On, who has been teaching about the psychological impact of anti-Semitism and the damage caused by invalidating our trauma. When people dismiss our experience as not being significant or worthy of their care. Psychologically, it can be really hard to be a proud, identifiable Jew right now. And 2 of our small groups here at Beth Tzedec, beginning in October, will be good opportunities to discuss this with others in a safe and brave space. Some in our community are arguing that the golden age of North American Jewry, 80 years of sunlight, has come to an end. I hope not, but I'm not sure. I have never felt physically unsafe here in Toronto, and I walk around with my kippah all the time. But the truth is that somewhere far back in my mind is always that question of how will we know before it is too late? For this is the way of the world. So Aviva asked us before, are we safe? And how do we know? And so the truth is, not in every single moment, but mostly yes. And still it is right and responsible, and in fact Jewish law to preserve life. And so it is incumbent upon us to take seriously the security risks. Hence what you experienced as you came in here this morning. What we cannot do, however, is catastrophize every moment. We cannot allow the fear to dictate our lives. If we do, we will miss the sun rising, we will miss the beauty, we will miss the magic of creation and recreation that happens every single day. As Rabbi Nachman said in the famous and often misunderstood song, Kol ha'olam kulo gesher tsar me'od. Do you know this one? Our whole entire world is a narrow bridge. Vayikar lo lefached klal. And the ikar, and the main thing, is to not allow fear to be our guiding principle. Rather, we need to be that narrow bridge for each other. We need to be witnessing and acknowledging the pain that we see. We need to be the Eve in the story. For that is the way of the world, and that is the only way to survive in this broken world of ours. Friends, in just a moment, we're going to blow the shofar. And as we do, I pray for a year of safety, for a Canada where we can continue to walk as proud Jews without fear, a year in which our pain is recognized, and that the next siren that our brothers and sisters in Israel hear is the blast of the shofar 1 year from today.